Hello and welcome to Thursday, everyone. My name is Brian, and I'm here to continue talking about how to translate military skills and experience for a civilian recruiter or hiring manager. Now, when we were all in the military, doesn't matter what career field we had, we most often had some sort of additional duty, and that additional duty can vary. If you're one of those people that had an additional duty and you really enjoyed what you did, and you want to keep doing that in the civilian sector, then what you need to do is print out a few job descriptions for that career, okay? So go through Indeed, or, I talked about this in other sessions, but go to Indeed and just print off a few job descriptions for the position you want to do for a career. Then highlight everything you know how to do, just like you would for a resume. Just highlight this stuff. Yeah, I got experience with this, I got experience with that, okay? Then start to learn it, start to train your brain only to talk about these items. See, a lot of times when a military guy comes up to a recruiter in a career fair, they just automatically go into military mode and they say, I was an infantry soldier, I was a rifleman, I was artillery, Calf Scout, you name it, that's what they talk about. And when a recruiter hears that, they think, how does that apply to what I'm hiring, okay? If it doesn't, then we'll listen and we'll hear a couple war stories, but that's it. Your resume may not ever even get looked at, even if you wrote it for that position, simply because you went up there, you said you were something other than what you're applying for, then you told some war stories. Next time I see your name, I'm like, oh, I know this guy's not qualified, and I just pass you over. You want to avoid that. And how you avoid that is, first off, train your brain to talk about the career field that you want to be in and what experience you have that is relevant to that career path, okay? All too often, just like on a resume, you put infantryman, artillery, cook, there's all sorts of job titles out there, aircraft maintenance. When you put in those titles down, if you're applying for that same job in the civilian sector, that's fine. But if you're applying for something different than what you did in the military, a recommendation is don't put your actual career field title down under your work experience for every block of work. Put your rank down. Put that you were a staff sergeant, a master sergeant, just any of those things. If you were a chief, put that down. Use those as your position. Then below that, where you put your bullet statements, you're going to write those bullet statements with the experience you got from the military as it pertains to the job you're applying for. I hope that makes sense for everyone. Now, the big thing here is, as you're doing this, you have to remove the military jargon and you have to stay focused. So focus, Daniel-san. Don't go off topic and tell war stories. You do that, that's all we remember. Dude was cool, man. He had the coolest war stories. I don't know why I want to apply for my job, though. It doesn't make sense. Don't tell me war stories. There's time for that later after you get hired. But when you're at a career fair, or you're in an interview, the time there is to explain the experience you have as it pertains to the job you're applying for. And when you can properly articulate that, chances are you're going to move forward in the interview process. So take the time now, do some research on Google, research how to translate military skills, things like that. Military.com has a great translator. Military OneSource has one as well. There's other ones out there. But as you're doing this, you're going to find how all that jargon that we learned in the military, how it translates into the civilian sector. And you'll be able to better explain yourself and identify your experience and what you did. You're not going to be as confusing to me when you talk to me. So that's my tip for the day. When you find the career path that you want to be in, take off about 4 or 5 job descriptions. Highlight everything you've done on those job descriptions. Memorize it. Commit it to memory. Train your brain to talk about what you want to do and the experience you have doing what you want to do. And then go talk to the recruiter and try to get hired. I hope y'all like and share me, whether on LinkedIn, Facebook, anywhere else. I don't know a lot about social media. Also, I got a YouTube channel out there, so feel free to subscribe to it. And if you like, please leave a comment or a question below, and I'll be happy to answer it or talk more about it. Thank you, everyone.